The Zephyrian Empire had conquered 47 star systems without breaking a sweat. Their technology was superior, their military tactics flawless, and their slavery operations efficient. When their deep space scouts reported a blue-green world, teeming with billions of bipedal creatures called humans, High Commander Vexeth saw nothing more than another harvest of laborers for the Empire's mining colonies. The initial invasion was textbook perfect. Massive dreadnoughts emerged from hyperspace, their shields deflecting humanity's primitive nuclear weapons like raindrops. Within 72 hours, every major government had surrendered. The Zephyrians began their standard protocol: categorize the population, select the strongest specimens, and transport them to various work sites across the galaxy. Dr. Sarah Chen was among the first batch shipped to Kepler 442b, a hellish mining world where the Empire extracted rare crystals that powered. They're faster than light drives. She had been a xenobiologist at MIT, but now she swung a plasma pickaxe 14 hours a day alongside former CEOs, farmers, and soldiers. The Zephyrians had made one crucial error in their assessment. They assumed humans were just another easily broken species. They were wrong. Marcus Rodriguez, a former Marine sergeant, organized the first rebellion 3 months into their captivity. Using improvised weapons and guerrilla tactics learned in Earth's conflicts, the humans overwhelmed their Zephyrian overseers during a shift change. But instead of simply escaping, Chen made a discovery that would change everything. The mining operation wasn't just extracting crystals, it was sitting on top of the Empire's primary fuel depot for this entire sector. Chen's scientific background allowed her to understand the facility's schematics, which the Zephyrians had carelessly left accessible in their arrogance. The depot contained enough processed hyperfuel to power a fleet of 1,000 ships. "We don't just run," Chen told the gathered prisoners. "We take their toys with us." The plan was audacious beyond anything the Empire had encountered. While Rodriguez's team secured the facility, Chen led a group of engineers and technicians, former NASA employees, software developers, and mechanics, in reverse engineering Zephyrian technology. The aliens had never bothered with security protocols against primitive slaves. Within weeks, the humans had not only figured out how to operate Zephyrian starships, but had begun modifying them. They stripped the safety limiters from the engines, weaponized mining equipment, and turned cargo vessels into assault craft. Most importantly, they began broadcasting on frequencies the Empire used for slave transport coordination. The message was simple: this is the Human Liberation Front. We are coming for our people. Resistance is futile for you. The first Zephyrian response fleet arrived expecting to suppress a minor uprising. Instead, they found a coordinated armada of converted mining ships, striking with tactical precision that defied explanation. The humans fought like nothing the Empire had ever encountered, not just with desperation, but with an adaptive creativity that turned every disadvantage into a weapon. When Zephyrian fighters tried to use their superior speed, humans used their own ships as kamikaze projectiles, trusting their ability to jury-rig escape pods at the last second. When the aliens attempted orbital bombardment, humans used the planet's unstable geology against them, triggering seismic charges that brought down entire enemy formations. But the real shock came when the humans began liberating other worlds. Unlike every other species the Zephyrians had conquered, humans didn't just free their own kind, they freed everyone. Insectoid Thrax, crystalline Vortians, gaseous Nebulans, species that had accepted centuries of bondage, suddenly found themselves fighting alongside these strange creatures from a distant blue world, Commander Vexith couldn't understand it. His tactical computers had no programming for this scenario. Every projection showed that freed slave populations should fragment along species lines, making them easy to recapture. Instead, the humans had somehow created a multi-species coalition that was growing stronger with each liberated world. The turning point came at the Battle of Rigel Station, the Empire's regional headquarters. The human fleet, now reinforced by dozens of alien species, faced off against the Zephyrian Fourth Armada over 300 warships that had never known defeat. Sarah Chen, now Admiral Chen of the Liberation Fleet, stood on the bridge of the retrofitted Zephyrian dreadnought Defiance. She had come a long way from swinging a pickaxe, but the fire in her eyes was the same. "All ships, this is Admiral Chen," she broadcast on all frequencies. "Today we don't just fight for ourselves, we fight for every being who has ever been told they were property. We fight for every child torn from their parents, every elder worked to death in alien mines. Today we remind the universe what freedom looks like." The battle lasted 18 hours. When it ended, the Fourth Armada was scattered debris, and Rigel Station was broadcasting surrender signals in 47 different languages. High Commander. Vexith's final transmission to the Zephyrian High Council was brief. Recommendation: immediate withdrawal from all human-controlled systems. These creatures, they don't fight like slaves. They fight like they believe in something we cannot comprehend. They call it freedom, and it appears to be contagious. 3 years later, the Zephyrian Empire had collapsed entirely. Their former territories were now the Human Liberation Coalition, a democratic federation where former slaves governed themselves. Dr. Sarah Chen had returned to research, but now she studied how to help traumatized species rebuild their cultures. When asked by a galactic news correspondent how a primitive species had toppled a galactic empire, Chen smiled. "They made one mistake. They thought breaking our chains would break our spirits. Instead, it just taught us that chains could be broken. And once you learn that lesson," she gestured to the star-filled viewport, where ships from dozens of worlds moved in peaceful formation, "you tend to share it with others." The interviewer pressed further. "But surely your success was due to superior tactics or technology." Chen shook her head. "No. It was simpler than that. They wanted slaves. But humans don't make good slaves. We make excellent freedom fighters. And apparently, so does everyone else. They just needed someone to remind them." Outside, the stars seemed to shine a little brighter, as if the universe itself had learned something new about the power of hope.